All right. What do you think, guys? You think I should go with the door in the background or the lamp in the background? I think the lamp is better. I think that's kind of a fun angle. That makes that picture really crooked, doesn't it? Is it this? Yeah. Get this right. Eh. There we go. You got to get your home decor in order. Hey, everybody. I'm gonna cut. There we go. I'm really lit up today. This camera is having a hard time dealing with the bright lights. That's okay. Hey, everybody. Drink Pro here. Gotta love the merch. It's gonna be a fun night. I've got a flight in front of me with fun, large numbers on it. And oh, let me not forget these badass Viking helmets. I don't know why I'm so blown out. It's kind of weird. But, I mean, you get the gist of that. I'm going to try to move these lights. Because it just doesn't look right, you know? And I got to compete with It's Bourbon Night tonight. So I'm not going to let them steal my viewership because my face is too shiny. I'll make them beat me on the content. Thanks, Trev. I still look super blown out. I wonder what is going on with this camera. Huh. Oh well. Can't say I didn't try. Yeah, I've got 5 different pours. Oh, we got 2. I got Destination Bourbons also on. Well, perfect. I love competition. I really wish I knew why I looked so. I don't know if I look normal to other people, but like for me on my screen, this whole part of my face is just white. And my cheeks, I look like I got clown makeup on my cheeks. If I scoot back, it helps a little bit. But, oh well. But yeah, we got a couple of. Yeah, I know. Yolanda's watching the stream. She's super blown out. I have no idea why, and I don't even know how to fix it. So, we're just gonna be like this. I mean, I can turn the light on above me, even though, like, I was told it's not a good idea to blend the types of light. But you know what? At this point, anything's worth trying. Nope, still pretty blown out. Oh well. I have 30 minutes until Destination Bourbon. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I'm just here to have fun, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing here. No, I turned it on. I think it's a little better, actually, babe. But yeah, I got a blind flight. 5 of these. And I got 2 of these helmets too. These are pretty cool. You can see them a lot better now. Little helmet covers, which is sort of a good intro into the topic for tonight's discussion, which is gifts. It's bourbon, it's whiskey, it's drinking gifts. Some of you have friends who may not be big drinkers, or they might be drinkers of other types of alcohol that isn't whiskey, and you might be a big whiskey head. Or maybe you aren't a big whiskey fan, and you just like watching me talk about it, but you want to find a perfect gift for the big whiskey fans in your life. You know, I think Trevor wants to get Nate something fancy. And I'm hoping to give you guys some ideas, some tips, Things that I've figured out from years of giving and getting whiskey gifts. Trevor, these helmets were actually 3D printed by a friend of Yolanda's, and then they were uh, sanded and painted by Yolanda. So a lot of man hours went into those fun little helmets. But while I'm talking about the different, I think, interesting whiskey and drinking generally gifts out there, I'm also going to try to figure out what is in this flight. Now, um, there are no restrictions on my whiskey collection of what can be in these glasses, so they could be literally anything. I'm going to move this camera down so you can see I've got 5 glasses there. So yeah, I got to figure out what the hell they are. Evening, folks. Nate's in the chat. This is glass 1 here. And while I'm smelling glass 1, which I already feel like I know what it is, maybe. But while I'm smelling glass 1 here, Nate's dull apparently in the chat, and he's trying to figure out why. Why, I think the first thing I'm going to talk about is gifts for people who you might want to share your hobby with, but who might not be interested right away, who may have, they want to be supportive, they want to join you with this, but it's not really their thing. Or maybe they haven't tried it. We'll kind of stick more in the unexplored realm as opposed to the like not enjoying it realm. But this whiskey on the nose, I mean, I think this is Old 55 right off the bat. It's got that interesting farmhouse note. It's sweet and caramel. I don't have any pencils to write down, or pens, or any writing utensils. I have soy sauce, but that's it. So I can't keep track of what I'm doing, but we'll just go with it. So I'm pretty sure this is Old 55, though. It's got that sweet corn, barnyard kind of combo smell. So I think there is a couple of different types of gifts that you can give someone who, yeah, it does have that root beer vibe. Nate, there are a couple types of gifts you can give somebody who isn't who isn't the biggest whiskey head. Specifically, we'll talk about whiskey for this first pour. Somebody that isn't a big whiskey head, but that may enjoy drinking. Drinking culture may be a part of their lives, but just not the whiskey nerd culture. They don't have a bunch of Glencairns sitting around. I think for those people, there's sort of a couple different directions you can go. First direction is what I'll call like the introduction direction. And that's gifts where you're kind of combining their already existing drinking interests with whiskey, with your interests. Easy example of that would be there are cocktail glasses that may be better for something like a tulips kind of style glass that would be good for a cocktail or whiskey. You could do ice molds. And I want to get into that in a little bit more detail later, but I think that something that will make clear ice or ice spheres, a directionally freezing device. There's a lot of those on Amazon and elsewhere. But I think those kinds of things are really nice because they're so versatile. That's the kind of thing that you can give a whiskey nerd who, he may not want ice in his drink all the time, but he may make old fashions and he'll want ice in it then. And if you want to make an old fashioned, you want ice in it, but you don't want it to water down too fast. One of those spherical clear ices work really well. But they're also just kind of cool and fun, and that's the kind of thing that will really translate to any cocktail. And because they melt slower, they don't water down your cocktails. I'm a big believer in those spherical ice cubes, if you haven't noticed. But from a similar vein, they also have this sort of like glassware that makes like an ice ramp. So like here's the ice cube is this side, and then this side is the drink. Again, it's something that can be used for both whiskey and other cocktails. One other thing I'll suggest in this category is whiskey cocktail fusion, or something where if you have somebody that likes beer, for example, you get them bourbon barrel beer, or you get somebody who likes wine. There are some wines actually that are finished in bourbon barrels. The interweaving of different spirits is becoming more and more popular. You can find whiskey that's been aged in almost any kind of cask. So I think highlighting those crossovers is a helpful way to get people to try other spirits they might not otherwise try. And that's just a great thing for the community. I think that's a great thing, not just for whiskey drinkers, but for any kind of spirit, and for drinking in general. I think getting pigeonholed into one area, you're just doing yourself a disservice. But yeah, I think I don't know. Yolanda put on some sort of smell good, and it's messing with my nose, so I can't really tell.
Maybe that was a strategy.
And my initial thought on this though was definitely Old 55. Yeah, Trevor says a lot of my buddies I drink with are like that. They don't even have a Glen. Oh boy, now we're getting some real specific ass questions. Trevor in the chat. What do you get for a guy who likes lighter whiskey and not hot finishes, but loves Glenfiddich Fire and Cane Scotch? We all hated it, but he liked it, but doesn't like high proof whiskey. That is an incredibly specific question. You buy. What are you doing?
You said you didn't have a pen and paper.
Oh.
I brought you a pen and paper.
Thank you. Trevor, you buy him a Drink Pro Glencairn. Just reach out to me at thedrinkpro@gmail.com, or because it's you, Trevor, just reach out in a chat. And I'm sure he'll love it. But seriously, I think lighter whiskey, not hot finishes, loves Glenfiddich Fire and Cane. I don't remember much about Glenfiddich Fire and Cane. I don't remember what makes it different, I guess I should say. An experimental whiskey. They married peated Scotch and malted, matured in bourbon barrels. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. There are some really fantastic. There's some really fantastic scotches out there that you might really like. Yeah, I definitely would not get him Ardbeg unless you get him Ugadal. If you're gonna get him Ardbeg, like Nate suggested, which, I mean, if he liked the peatiness of Fire and Cane, which I must say I have not had, but if you like the peatiness of Fire and Cane, then Ugadal might be a good option because it's one of the sweeter, more easy drinking Ardbegs. It doesn't have the medicinal iodine note. It just has the smokiness and this sort of almost malty sweetness. It's a solid whiskey. It's one of my favorites in that category. I think there are a lot of good scotches. If he likes a Scotch profile and he doesn't mind the peat, and because Scotch tends to not be high proof and tends to be lighter, Scotch might be a good direction for him. And I think people kind of err away from Scotch because it can have that sort of salty, briny quality, or the peaty, smoky quality, or the medicinal iodine quality. But there are Scotches that have none of any of those. They are out there. Top of my head, I think the No, I would not do Highland Park. People really like Highland Park. I do not like Highland Park. It got that subtle peat note. It is slightly peated, or has a slightly peated quality on the palate, but I can't support it. I can't support Highland Park. Um, Nothing against the people. It's just not my jam. I haven't had one that I liked. Um, I do think that a good option in the Scotch world might be Speyside, because a lot of the Speysides are sort of very lightly peated, but they also have a lot of light qualities on the flavors. Um, I think Speyburn is a good example. Compass Box Hedonism is a really good option as well. That's one that's a lot of classic bourbon flavors. It's sweeter, but it's lighter. Yeah, I could think more about that if you know other things he likes and not, Trevor. We can talk about that more in the future. Um, yeah, Balvenie might be a good option too. I mean, this just, I don't, number one, yeah, hedonism is grain whiskey, but it's still Scotch. It's just not single malt. That's a good, I mean, the Glendronach is, I really liked the Glendronach 21, which is a little bit pricier, obviously, but it's not crazy. For that age statement, it's not nearly as crazy as some other things. No, I'm thinking of the Benriach. Sorry, the Glendronach one I had was the Batch 8 cask strength is quite good, and it's pretty reasonably priced. I mean, this is just lots of baking spice, but it still has that kind of funk.
You can go bottom. No. 15
minutes. It's kind of young. It's young in a way I don't really care for. Let's go ahead and move to number 2. We'll come back to number 1. For number 2, I'm going to talk about a different situation. Whoa, what is going on this one? I'm not sure which one Peter's saying was a sherry bomb. I didn't think anything I named was a real sherry bomb. I'm not a big sherry person, so it's pretty uncommon for me to find a sherry one that I like. This thing is super fruity. This is like berries in my nose. Just straight up berries. Oh, okay, Peter. Yeah, the Macallan I'm always hesitant on because of the sherryness. There are some good sherry, like lightly sherried whiskeys, but the Macallan always seems to be rather aggressive in its sherry. I mean, if you know he likes Glenfiddich, Glenfiddich might be a good place to stick around. This thing smells crazy. I don't know what, I mean, this might be Eagle Rare, one of the store picks that I had on my shelf. I don't know. This is super, super candy fruit. All right, let's taste it. That is crazy. Tastes like blueberries. Tastes like blueberries and oak. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. I gotta clear my palate because I can't believe that. I'm dumbfounded and flummoxed, and bamboozled. Wow. I'm trying to think in my collection if I have anything else that's this fruity. Like this is Freaking blueberries. Nate says Jima from Ethiopia. He'll know how to put coffee in this lineup. Which is a perfect segue to my second section of the Drink Pro gift giving guide of insanity. Giving a gift to somebody who isn't really much of a drinker, but wants to like share in your hobby or share in your passion, something like that. If they're not big into drinking spirits at all, I think your best bet is to think about places in which the flavors of spirits can be good that aren't overpowering. Yolanda's not a big bourbon person, but I know she will really go in hard on some, like bourbon apple dumplings. Right? Doesn't that sound good? See, she even for the other rooms like, oh yeah, that sounds good. So think about ways where you can mesh your hobby with something else. And I understand that giving dumplings is kind of a hard gift, but what you can do is focus on recipes. There are tons of recipe books out there for drinking and mixing those flavors with food. You can also use spirits in creative ways. If you want to make some kind of torches for like a patio or lights. I've seen people make lights out of bottles. Those are good gifts for people that enjoy the culture but may not enjoy the drinking. But I think just generally, like there are entry level kinds of things to get people headed on this journey of trying interesting spirits. People will find something that they like and they'll kind of latch onto it. And so part of that is just experimentation. If there's something somebody's gonna not like, obviously it's a bad choice, but then think about why they don't like it. Think about what they're looking for. Easy example. My mother, she's probably not watching this right now, but my mom for years thought she didn't like wine. She thought there was not a wine in the world that she would like. And lo and behold, she went to a wine bar and someone gave her, I think it was a pink Moscato. Very sweet wine, not traditional wine flavors at all. She liked it. Part of that process is understanding what she didn't like about the wine. It wasn't that the wine was too dry or it was too tannic or it was too, it didn't have the right flavor profile. No, it was that it was not sweet enough. She usually drinks soda, and so she likes a sweet flavor palette, or she'll drink Snapple, which is a sweet palette. She typically errs on the side of those sweet flavors. So knowing that, you can find a way to buy accordingly. I think that's a really common one actually with the sweetness. So as much as it might pain somebody who's like a whiskey nerd, think about things like the Screwball peanut butter whiskey. I bought that for Yolanda as a gift before. And that's legitimate whiskey. Let's be clear. Although they do add some sweeteners to it, it's 35% alcohol. That is whiskey. It's whiskey with additives, which is basically what Seagram 7 is now. But yeah, and then I think and Trevor says Buffalo Trace is sweet. That's sort of the next step is you start them in generally, get them in the door at all, get them in the whiskey house, right, or into the spirits house. If they're not even if they're just not willing to do spirits at all, you can also start with some of the flavored vodkas and making cocktails with those. Those are the kinds of things that, or if there's a particular kind of food they like, do they like, lemons, lemonade? You can learn to make good spiked lemonades and buy ingredients for that. Do they really like cotton candy? I know there's cotton candy vodka, things like that. Peter says whiskey must be 40%. Let's find out. Screwball says whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color 35%. So I need to call the TTB on the screwball here. Or what I think is probably more likely is bourbon has to be 40%. Oreo, she's jumping on me and about fell over. So I think that's probably just bourbon, Peter. But I think you're right about bourbon. I don't think bourbon can be lower than 40. And perhaps there is a requirement that you add that with natural flavorings or whatever that is. Great suggestion, Tina. St. Elmo's 88 proof. That is another thing in that same category where you're talking about flavored whiskeys that might be able to bring people into whiskey who might not otherwise be interested in that category. The nice thing with St. Elmo's, too, is it has a built-in cocktail and a built-in history. All right. This thing smells fantastic. Given the taste, I've got to say this is. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this has got to be the store pick. I'm gonna say this is the Rural Inn store pick of Eagle Rare.
Are you gonna write these down?
Probably should, huh?
Oh.
Nate asked, what is St. Elmo's? St. Elmo's, Nate, is a steakhouse that we are going to go to when you're back in town and with all this nonsense of COVID is over. Boy, I really like number 3. Number 3 reminds me a lot of number 2, actually. Number 2 is way fruitier, but number 3 is still firmly in the Buffalo Trace profile in my mind. It's sweet. It's definitely sweet aromatics and fruity. Steak and whiskey can't go wrong. You are definitely right about that, Trevor. Mmm. That's got a little kick to it. It's got a lot of oakiness to it. That might be Weller Full Proof. I'm going to write that down for now. We might come back and change my mind on that, but it's got a Weller Full Proof vibe. But for number 3 in my gift-giving list, the whiskey drinker who has everything. You know, there are people that have every whiskey you can imagine. They've got all the money to buy whatever whiskey they want. And, you know, they've got every kind of glassware, every kind of device to make ice or whiskey or cocktails or whatever. I think the best thing for people like that is experiences. You have to think outside the box a little bit for some of that. But they've got all of the equipment. But what they don't necessarily have, or what they can't guarantee that they have, is the experiences. Trips to distilleries and, you know, tours of distilleries, limited releases, even if they're not particularly expensive, like first edition runs from distilleries they may not have heard of, craft distilleries that they may not have heard of from other places. I think those kinds of things that just are gonna not be on the radar of somebody, even the one that has just unbelievable access to whiskey. You know, that's a cool thing, and that will excite them because they've already sort of signaled with all the things they have that they're a whiskey nerd. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm a proud whiskey nerd. I think that, you know, that engagement, that interest will be extra piqued by those kinds of unique products. One of my friends, Sean Crane, here in town, he has trying to collect whiskey from every country in the world where whiskey's made. I think that's really cool. And that's the kind of thing where I wouldn't necessarily put him in the category if he can buy any kind of whiskey he wants, but the hunt for like double eagle very rare doesn't interest him. That's not what he's interested in. He found a unique niche and he's just digging into it hard. Now, this is a good example because I'm not going to be able to get access to rare whiskeys around the world that he doesn't already have. He is deeply embedded in that process. And so I'm not going to find some whiskey he can't get his hands on in that world. But what I might be able to do is find a whiskey that intrigues him for other reasons. So the first example that comes to my head is Waterford. Waterford is focusing on very narrow production processes where they take one farmer's grain and turn it into a whiskey product and age it and then distribute it. It's as farm to glass as you possibly can get, grain to glass. And it's very, very like traceable. You know where things have been throughout the whole process. That's cool in the same way because he's thinking in locational terms. So you can think in locational terms. Or I mean, he's already got access to this, but this is something else that's out there in the ether is bourbons that are being aged in Scotland and then brought back over. That's really cool. It's an unusual thing, but it's something that is out there in the ether. Things like that can be really cool. So I think of the three categories I've listed, this one might be the most difficult because it requires a bit more knowledge of the individual. This isn't the boss gift. This isn't the distant relative gift. You got to kind of know the person. But if somebody that they have everything, get something that they either just no way they would possibly have because nobody knows about it, which is your small craft distillery, which I think is cool. Even if it turns out to not be a great whiskey, it's a fun thing to have. It's a fun thing to try. It's exploratory. Or you go the experience route. So even if they've toured Buffalo Trace a dozen times, going again is not going to be a problem. They're going to be more than happy to go again, especially if they can do it with you or with your friends or in a group. Obviously, the whole pandemic kind of throws a wrench in some of that, but believe you me, we're going to get over this at some point, and touring will begin there again at some point. So, you got to plan for the future if you can. Let's go ahead and try number 4. Man, these are good pours. I like what Yolanda's pulled off the shelves. This is the first time that she's done this that I've liked the majority of the pours. And I think some of that's a function, honestly, of my height. Because I think I put the pours that I like the most at a height that's an unnatural height for her to reach at. And so like the pours I don't really care about as much are lower. And so and they're more like at her height. That's just a guess. That's just my guess.
Sure.
She says I'm a jerk. I think Trevor has some gifts to give just everyone in the chat. What the hell? I'll just throw him on the spot. Trevor's cleaning up, man. It's a good cheers on a good hunting season for Trevor and for anybody watching. Keep hunting, keep enjoying the process. Don't get wrapped up in keeping up with the Joneses. Find out something that you think sounds cool and go get that. It's hard to do. I get that mentality of like, oh, they've got all this cool stuff. Trevor says, not sure everyone in the chat. Try not to let the keeping up with the Joneses get to you. It's hard not to, but figure out what you like and chase that. This is going to make me look stupid. I don't think I have any of these right now. Crap.
How could I possibly have made you look stupid?
Oh, I know the prices were great, Trevor. You bought them because it was a great opportunity, as you absolutely should have. Number 4 here is, let's give it a taste. I'm kind of stuck on the nose. It smells 2, 3, and 4 all smell very, very similar. What the hell? Ooh. That one's got an aftertaste I do not like, but I'm familiar with it. It's very. Hmm. Hmm. That's got to have some sort of wine finish. That's got to have a wine finish. I'm trying to think what I have with a wine finish. We'll come back to it, but I'm just going to write wine finish for now. Because I think that's yeah, I think that's definitely wine finish. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I gave a fourth one or not in terms of my examples, but I'll go ahead and give my fourth one. I don't think I did. I think I just did the man who has everything. The fourth one is going to be sort of a tricky one because it's the person who you don't know really well, but you want to give a gift to. This can be father or mother-in-laws, or new, I should say, sort of like, new relationship, the parents in a new relationship, something like that, or a boss that you know likes whiskey, but you don't know much about what they like in whiskey. I think this is the area where you need to focus on mass appeal, middle of the road. If somebody gave me a bottle of Jack Daniels, or I'm sorry, Johnny Walker, uh, Woodford Double Oak. See, now that's interesting. Well, I'll come back to that. But if somebody gave me a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue, I would not be mad about it. I knew they spent some money. It's a good whiskey. It's well blended. I think the bourbon people may not love it because it is a Scotch. It does have Scotchy flavors, but there's no way I can turn my nose up at that. It's a solid whiskey. It's a good, nice gesture. It's a good thing to have. Um, that's the kind of thing that really is good to have. Trevor says I always give people like that a holiday set that comes with a couple glasses and a small bottle of whiskey. I think that's also a good idea. Holiday sets are good for people who may not be in the hobby as deeply. That's another thing to consider. If you know somebody that's always drinking whiskey, that's got a ton of Glencairns, getting them extra glassware may not be particularly valuable for them. But if it's somebody that's relatively new to the hobby, or somebody that likes spirits, likes drinking, but may not be a whiskey head, you can get them some pretty cool gift sets. I know that Glenlivet does gift sets that are kind of cool, that are like designed to make specific cocktails. I've seen Woodford Reserve gift sets with glassware and with mixing glasses for making cocktails, and even a mint julep glass I think Woodford did not too long ago. It's an interesting choice. Nate says the Woodford Double Oaked. If you like whiskey, you'll like this. I'm not sure that that's true. I mean, I like Woodford Double Oaked fine. Don't get me wrong, but it's got strong flavors, and I'm kind of the opinion that strong flavors almost always means divisive. If it's got a lot of oomph in any one area, there's going to be somebody that hates it. Nate said no one is ever mad at Woodford Double Oak. Maybe after I do these 5, we'll have Yolanda come on here and taste Woodford Double Oak so I can prove Nate wrong. Okay. But I think the person that's sort of in that position where you're going to give a gift to, one other thing that I would also recommend, if you know somebody likes whiskey and they're relatively new on the journey, I love making a gift pack for them. Get 5 or 6 little bottles and create a sample pack for them. Create a tasting for them and put a note inside. It's not going to cost you anything except the value of the whiskey out of your own bottles, but it's personalized. because it's showing them that you're thinking about them. You're not just going out and buying a random bottle. That's nice. If I had to pick though between somebody picking me, picking up a Johnny Walker Blue, or actually like putting thought in to making a sample kit for me with things they think I will like based on what they've heard me talk about or things they know I haven't tried, that latter one's a lot more meaningful. So if it's somebody that you're developing a relationship with and it doesn't have that sort of built-in inherent distance of a paternal figure, which sometimes shows up, or more commonly with a boss or with somebody several levels above you or what have you. Um, those kind of situations, I think the personal touch of a tasting kit is really nice. And the nice thing about a tasting kit is that's something that can evolve with you. You can do a tasting kit for like, here's an intro to bourbon, or an intro to scotch, or an intro to whiskey. And do it blind, give them a guide, and then they'll come back and be like, oh man, I really like that Irish whiskey. I'd never had Irish whiskey. That was really good. Oh, a whole new world just opened up for them, and you can help guide them on the way. If I'm the drink pro, I do want people to watch these videos, but I would much, much rather be a bodhisattva for the drinking world. Now, what is that? Most people don't know what that is. A bodhisattva is a term in Buddhist religions where somebody, instead of becoming a Buddha, decides to forgo nirvana and show other people how to get to nirvana. It's essentially like having the chance to become, a saint in a more Christian context, but instead forgoes your sainthood to save other people. I think that's the whiskey mantra that keeps ringing in my head is I want people to be teaching each other. I want them engaged with each other, having conversations about drinking in a fun way. Let's see. We got Phone Doctor. Blanton's at retail, easy to drink, and everybody's heard of it in a cool store fancy bottle. That's definitely true. If you can get Blanton's at retail, Blanton's is a great option for that same kind of category as like they're not going to know a lot of I'm not going to know a lot of their preferences as a gift giver. But Blanton's has such clout that it's a really easy option to ensure people will like the gift that they're given. I think even a lot of whiskey snobs will be happy to have a bottle of Blanton's, even if they won't seek them out anymore. Went off on a tangent there about religion. That's fun and new and different. What am I drinking? Number 5. Let's try number 5. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Okay. Trevor, they have the fancy horsey, even if people love them, even if they're not into whiskey. I mean, it's good tater bait. It really is. Taters are going to tate, my friend, and the tating is hard with the Blantons. I tatered really hard and spent too much money to get to my last letter, and now my dad is working to this is his Christmas gift to me, basically, is he's going to mount in a barrel stave I picked up from Jeff, local friend of the show and of me. He gave me a barrel stave from Buffalo Trace, so I'm putting the horsies into it. So that'll be fun.
Hey, I don't care about the horsies.
What?
He said they have the fun horsies as a gimmick if they're not into whiskey.
Okay.
I'm not into whiskey, and I don't care about the horsies.
That's for me. The horsies gift is for me.
I'm reading what he said.
Okay, let's drink number 5. This smells like lighter fluid. Did something die in this?
No.
Great. I love having my own bottles ruined for me in real time. God, this smells. It's so bad, but I can't stop smelling it. It's like.
I think I did have to wash out that glass.
It smells like cinnamon roadkill.
What is St. Cloud?
St. Cloud is.
Nate says St. Cloud.
Saint Nate really didn't like St. Cloud, and neither did Joe. Joe Brown, another friend of the show, really didn't like St. Cloud. And I don't know why they hated it so much, because I thought it was just meh. Like, they thought it was the worst thing ever, and I just didn't get that vomit note that they got. All right, it's calming down. Whatever nightmare is happening in here is calming down. It's very sharp vanilla. Almost metallic. Let's taste this. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is.
What is it?
What is in this glass? There's a fucking bug in this glass.
That's just have been ferment sitting on the table.
Can you guys see that fucking bug floating in this glass?
We see it. Get rid. Okay, you've made your point.
Unacceptable.
That's my favorite too, Nate.
High West Campfire. I actually don't have any High West Campfire, Tina. So I'm pretty confident she didn't. If she got High West Campfire in this lineup, then she gets a round of applause because I will be very impressed by like pulling bourbons out of a back room somewhere that I don't know about.
I don't have a back room of bourbon for you.
I think this is a very, I believe this is a very Buffalo Trace heavy lineup. And I think that this one is the late 80s, early 90s, ancient age that I was given by Mike Halliday, friend of the show, that had lived most of its life in a judge's quarters in Kentucky. It's got that old metallic note, which I tend to not like, which is why I was so displeased with it initially. Some people swear by it, though. But it's super metallic, super sweet, tons of caramel, and then I taste it. And it's just like tasting nothing. There's just almost nothing there. But the finish is kind of caramelly. That's got to be the Ancient Age. That's just got to be. I will be shocked if that's not Ancient Age. But whatever this... So, just off to the side here is the box. That box...
Are you ready for the box to be revealed to you?
Not yet, but that box contains all of the remaining, or all of the bottles which these came from. Basically, it's a big answer key. I don't know what this tall thing is. But it's a box. It's a box in the box. I know that much. And that ancient age.
In the box?
That ancient age had a box.
You think there's a box in the box? Is there a box in the box?
I mean, that's what that is. That's a box.
Okay.
Unless it's part of the main box.
I'm not telling you.
All right, it's part of the main box. There's Mike. Mike Halliday heard me. His ears must have been burning. I think that's the saying. Isn't that the saying? Your ears are burning when somebody's talking about you?
Yes, that is the saying.
All right.
Congratulations. One of the leftover mini bottles.
That would be so cruel, but very possible.
It would have not been possible because he was sitting in the living room with the mini bottles when I was doing this.
That's true. Trevor's right, though. You should all go to the Drink Pro store. It's thedrinkpro.com. That's thedrinkpro.com. The store is going to be up as soon as this stream's over. I'm going to go and make it live and no longer password protected. Thedrinkpro.com. We are still having some difficulties getting things set up. So if you find a product that it won't let you purchase, please let me know. Please email me, chat with me, reach out to me so that I know there's a problem with the product and I can get that resolved as quick as possible. There are some, growing pains to creating an online store, I'm learning. So, but yeah, man, we've got tons of fun stuff up there. Shirts, sweaters. We had shoes up there, but they got taken down because apparently you can only get them in China. I think. I don't know. We're working on that.
It said it was possible here.
We're working on it. Like I said, the details you got to get ironed out. Masks. Stay safe, everyone. We got masks. Let's go back to number 4 here for a minute. But before I do, let's talk about gifts for non-whiskey drinkers like Yolanda. What should I get Yolanda? I think a firm handshake stands the test of time. Maybe a card with a poem, preferably in metered verse. If you don't write in iambic pentameter, then what the fuck are you doing? I like making jokes that most people don't get. That really fits my brand. If I want to grow this channel, I'm gonna just light it on fire first. Oh boy. No, there's no other way to write. I write all of my decisions in iambic pentameter. Here, I'll educate people that don't know. I'm the drink pro. I'm also going to be the word pro for one. Iambic pentameter. What does that mean? Well, an iambic pair is a two-syllable pair. Pentameter means 5, penta, like a pentagram. So it's basically 10 syllables in each sentence. And it usually is like da-da, 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 da-da. Next line. Da-da, 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 da-da. All Shakespeare's like that. Read Shakespeare like that and it'll fit. The rhymes will start to match up. Okay, let's go back to number 4 for a minute. This smells terrible.
Didn't you just like that one?
No, number 4 is terrible. Yeah, I'm never giving you any of your life back, Nate. I don't have those powers. I love Mike's. It reminded me of a slightly more refined version of the Green Label Heaven Hill that I threw up throughout the 70s. Oh, shit. That's funny stuff. Cheers, Mike. What do I have that? Is that? Oh! Is this Pinhook?
I looked at the Pinhook bottle, but it never left the shelf.
This tastes like something from that fucking cabinet. My island of misfit toys, I call it. I have a cabinet in my house full of whiskey because I can't turn down a free whiskey bottle. But some of them are not good. Oh, you know what? This could also be a Midwinter Night's Dram because that got way worse over time. Mike Meyer, what's up, Mike?
What if I tell you 2 are that from your Island of Misfit Toys?
2 of these are from the Island of Misfit Toys. Ooh. Game changer. It's got to be 5. There's just no way that's fuck. I hate these. I don't know why I do these videos. I always get super confident and then ruin it. I just really like number 2. Well, you guys, this is going to be difficult because the Island of Misfit Toys is not one I visit often. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the pours in there because obvious reasons. Oh, this could be Koval. This could be Koval weeded whiskey. I think that's I'm going to say that's Koval. What are you doing?
Moving the squirt so she doesn't fall on her face, because we both know she will.
Trying to think what I have in that cabinet that would fit number 4, because number 4 also kind of feels like it's that.
Hi, everyone. Drink Pro's taking up the whole frame. Thanks. Wow, you almost finished most of these.
Yeah, I'm working. Tina says hello.
Hello, Tina.
Unpleasant. That's more unpleasant than Koval. Oh! Nope. Shit. Okay, what's in there? What's in my Island of Misfit Toys? I've got the Koval. I've got Pinhook. I've got the cough syrup.
This just
Starlight.
means next one of these is going to have to be all Island of Misfit Toys.
Please no. I like to actually enjoy these. Shit. What's number 4? What else is in there? Oh man, I gotta come up with something for this.
Well, it's gone now. So now you're just gonna have to write something down.
I don't know what I've got in there. I can't remember.
Well, what's the tasting notes? Maybe your chat can help you.
I noted wine finish, and one I didn't like that had a wine finish was Pinhook, but you said it wasn't Pinhook.
It's not Pinhook.
Shit. Number 4 is just going to elude me, I think. I think I'm just not going to get that.
All right, are you locking in the rest of your answers?
No, I need to go back and deal with those. I'm locking in. Let me make sure I'm locking in 5 at Koval. That's too young and metallic. That's the Krogmans. That's
It's not cognac. You are correct.
That's I don't remember the name of it, but it's one of the Krogman's picks. I'm just gonna put Krogman's pick, and if I'm right, I'll be clear if I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong, but that's a Krogman. Well, it's so vanilla-y though. It doesn't have the grain note. Man, it's old vanilla.
These are my favorite.
No, I'm going back to Koval. That's not Krogman's. The fuck? I don't know what the hell number 4 is. What's up, Joe? Hey, we were just talking about you. Another one of those things where you say someone's name and they show up. Happened with.
Maybe you just need to say the name.
Say all of my friends
yes, all
and
of
fans'
your
names. Just keep saying them. I'm trying to think. We were talking about Joe, how much you don't like St. Cloud, and how Nate feels about St. Cloud.
Because he thinks number 5 in this lineup it was. Oh, Nate said St. Cloud.
Yeah, but it's not St. Cloud. I don't have a bottle of St. Cloud. Joe provided me the sample of St. Cloud. Speaking of Joe, Joe's been crushing it too. He's found some really cool stuff out there. I like to give a little tip of the cap to the happy hunters. Oh yeah, it's a real treat, I tell you. Let's skip 4 again. Let me go back. Let me go back to 3. I thought this was Weather Foolproof at first. No, that's too nutty. That's too woody and nutty. That's not Weller. Is that a Booker's?
I can't reach the Bookers, so no.
Well, you could have put a fucking ladder or something.
My ladder was in the room with you.
She could be being a trickster.
I mean, I could be. I'm not telling you if and where I would be.
Oh. No, I'm going to say that's a KC-15. I'm not going to say which pick because I'm not that confident, but we're going to go with a 15-year Kansas. Not Creek.
We just watched the Kansas City football game.
God, my palate is so screwed now. Damn it. I'm sticking with that's Buffalo Trace. I don't know if it's Blanton's or Eagle Rare or what, but my instinct was the Eagle Rare store pick from Rural Inn. I'm sticking with that.
Maybe you should drink us some water in between them.
Oh, Nate got a great golf shirt. Well, guess what, guys? You can get Drink Pro golf shirts now available at thedrinkpro.com.
Designed by me.
Yolanda designed them. I'm buying them because that's all I'm going to start wearing to work from now on.
He also forgot to buy me a bunch of merch.
We'll get it. We'll get her merch. She's getting merch. We've got to do another test because we've had a lot of problems. No.
Not Old 55?
I knew that fucking Krogman's pick was in here. I probably shouldn't swear so much now that the head of my office knows that this channel is existing, but sorry, boss.
I mean, my boss watches it too.
Well, I don't know how my boss's boss would feel about me being so aggressive. Yeah, Yolanda needs to design the Drink Pro flannel. I mean, you got that shirt coming. It's coming out this week, by the way, for the patrons. But
I'll see what I can source.
That's the Krogman's.
All right, are you locked in?
No.
You have no 4 left. Do you want me to take the box of mystery with me and go get you more 4?
Yeah, can you give me more 4? I want to get that one right. I want to get it right. What happens if we do this? I'm going to create an infinite loop. Can I create an infinite loop? Yes, it's happening. Oh man. That made me way too happy. Sorry, guys. Okay. Well, while she is getting me the refill on number 4, I'll go ahead and say, I think the best gift you can give somebody is a demonstration of your understanding of who they are. There are very few situations in which that's not the case. So, Mike says, I'm in the Matrix. Thank you. Yeah, that's really good until the finish. I don't like the finish. Well, the good thing is I now firmly believe this is not from the Island of Misfit Toys. So that's helpful. I think 1 and 5 are the Island of Misfit Toys. I
don't know why this is here, but I'm going to drink it.
It was to run a test. We had someone in the chat. I think it was Peter. Yeah, Peter in the chat had mentioned that he thought that all whiskey had to be 40% or higher, and this one is 35%, and they call it whiskey with natural flavoring and caramel color with the screwball there. So, yeah, Trevor's going ham tonight. 6 blind barrel proof light. That's what I did before breakfast.
He's not wrong. He did.
I was filming.
He was filming while I was asleep.
Your palate is most crisp between 9 a.m. and noon. Oh yeah, we were supposed to do that experiment. Can you go get the Woodford Double Oak?
Where's it at?
It's on the drawer, the second drawer.
Second drawer.
It's a squat bottle. Looks like Woodford, but it's fatter.
So by the Jeffersons?
In that area, yeah. Now, gosh, I wish I remember what had a finish like that I don't like. That honestly could be a Jefferson's. I mean, man, I just don't know. 4 is really throwing me off, guys. Nate says he just cracked the steak pick from Woodinville toasted caramel. Let me know how that is, Nate. Did you get the regular one?
I don't know.
Yeah, you got the regular one.
Should I have gotten a different one?
No, you got the
double oak.
No, you got the right. It's okay. You got the right one. So I have one regular and I have one store pick in there. It doesn't really matter which one you taste, but I do believe personally this one is better. So, is that for me to put that in?
Yep. And I just drink a bunch of water so that I don't have cranberry vodka on my palate.
Good plan. I'll just give you a nip.
That's all I want because
Mike asked, how does Woodford Double Oak compare to 1910 or EH Toasted Barrel? I think, honestly, for me personally, this is just me, I would go 1910 Woodford Double Oaked EAC Toasted.
It doesn't smell bad.
Can you give any notes on it?
At first, I smelled like peat, but
yeah, it's not going to be peaty, or at least it shouldn't be.
I mean, I don't smell anything distinctive.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. I was just thinking it's got to be Jefferson's because I've gotten that bad aftertaste from Jefferson's in the past.
I told you the chat could help you.
Cheers to you, Tina. I appreciate the support. Very helpful.
It smells like molasses from the gods. I don't get that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and just put Jefferson Ocean because I think it's the only Jefferson's I got down there.
I gave you Jefferson's Oceans the last time.
So?
Why would I give it to you a second time?
That's what I'm going with. Tina is crushing it tonight. Tina is crushing it tonight.
It tastes burnt.
Ooh, shots fired, Nate.
I don't like it. Here. Are your answers locked in?
Yep. What's number 1? I'm not even going to look over there. Oh, no! I had Koval at 5. So here's what happened, guys. So I wrote down Krogman's for number 1. I have a Krogman's pick in the Island of Misfit Toys. That's a 2-year wheat whiskey from MGP. Koval is also a wheat whiskey, but it's actually a 100% wheat whiskey. It was my pick for number 5, and it turns out to be number 1. So, yeah, I will say Mike said not too many good reviews on. That I'm gonna go ahead and say the Jefferson's Ocean. I'm gonna scratch it out for number 4, and say the Jefferson's store pick. Yeah, you got to go. It's hit and miss with the Jefferson's, Mike, for sure. So I'm really surprised by this, only because I didn't remember it being that aggressively wheat forward.
But you liked it.
I liked it more than I thought I did. Well, I knew this was a decent whiskey. The reason it's in the Island of Misfit is because it's so grainy. Batch 14 is also good. RE the Jefferson's Ocean. All right, what's number 2? Number 2 I felt really confident about, which is never a good sign.
You were right.
Oh, no, actually, well, kind of. So.
You said Rural Inn.
Oh, yeah, I did. So, there you go. I won't say that the fact that I'm actually wrong. This is actually, I'll go ahead and call myself out. So, because that blue tape's on the neck, this is actually a bottle split of Weller 12 that I did with Nate.
Why was it right next to the Eagle Rare then?
Because I knew what the tape meant.
Well, I didn't know what the tape meant.
Well, you know what? It just reminds me how much I really like Weller 12. Yeah, it was from the infamous gas station trade. For those of you who don't know, which I hope is most of you, Trevor, Nate, and myself all live about 2 hours away from each other, and it was the best bottle swap ever. We both had all three of us rather had lots of things to give to the other parties, and so we got together at a gas station in the pouring rain
on our way back from vacation.
On our way back from vacation in Cleveland. Trevor drove down 2.5, 3 hours. It was impressive. And did a huge bottle swap in the parking lot. I parked super illegally and then started pouring rain. So we all jumped into Trevor's car and I sold him a bottle of Jim Beam Masterpiece, which he proceeded to drink in the car with the car on. And a cop pulled up behind us.
A
sheriff pulled up behind us and was blocking my car because it was like, what the hell is this shady shit? It was a good time. We got to do that again. We got to get another thing together, boys. Nate and Trevor, let's find a time. We got to get another thing together. We got to make it happen.
COVID tests.
That's what I said. COVID tests. We'll get this shit done. I can get mine through my insurance. I know that. Well, that's really funny that I actually called out the Eagle Rare Rural Inn pick, and it's that bottle, but not that liquid. Although I will say it does reaffirm my belief in how much I really like Weller 12.
Your sweatshirt keeps fuzzing on your head.
Buy it in the store, and you too can have fuzz on your head. Drink Pro Fuzz.
Did Nate just redact Trevor's?
No, he probably retracted his own. You can change your own.
Are you ready for number 3?
All right, number 3. I don't have very much confidence in this. Oh, really? Okay. I tell you what. So, Old Bones, 10-year reserve bourbon. This is sourced, I think, from MGP. From MGP. I've had some of these that were really good and some of these that were terrible. This particular bottle has been terrible. But I tell you what, I've left it open for about a year. And I think it's getting better. It's getting better. It's taken a long-ass time, but it's starting to open up. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is 2018 was when it was bought.
I will say, I knew there was some age on it. I mean, I said it was the Kansas City 15, but it's really woody at the finish. Like Pappy 12 better. Well, you know what, Joe? Maybe you should just send me a bottle of Pappy 12 and I can do a side-by-side. I'll wait.
No? Okay. All right. Number 4.
What? Well, I don't know what to say about that. I really would never have guessed any of these were a rye.
This is the one he shat on so much.
I don't like this. I really don't. I mean, I'll be the first to say I do not like Sazerac rye. I mean, now that you, yeah, it's not good. I mean, you know, the finish, it's a okay rye until the finish. I really don't like the finish on the Sazerac rye. Yes, there is some anise in it, but it's not spelled anus. There's an E at the end of anise, Nate, because I did not get any anus in my baking video of any kind.
Anus is spelled with a U.
I do know that, but the chat is falling apart. Yolanda, you are officially in charge of the chat.
Oh God, I can't be. I'm not a mod, and I'm here. Well, what's your final guess for number 5?
Oh fuck! Because I said 5 was Koval, and it's obviously not. It's so metallic and sharp and sweet. God damn it! It shouldn't. It's not from the Island of Misfit Toys either.
Nope, because those two are already on the table.
Let's get this. Let's make this happen.
And Mike Holiday says, "I think I prefer anus over anise."
I just got like hella raisins in this.
Raisins?
Yeah. Whoa.
It's a Blanton's pick or something.
I just got tons of raisins.
I don't even know if he has any open bottles of Blanton's. So
that's cool.
Well, it's not Blanton's. But I like to play tricks on number 5.
The raisins. That's come out of nowhere. It's really throwing me off.
It's finished, I bet. It's not the bottom of a bottle, I promise.
No. He means like finished, like.
Oh.
You know, yeah.
Never mind.
Although I might finish it. Who knows? That raisins, man.
Dan Kids Chugs.
No, I don't have any of Dan's open, actually, ironically, Tina. I've got...
the only rule I had tonight was it had to be an open bottle.
Yeah. So Dan's Chugs is a high rye 4-year or 5-year, depending on which barrel you get. And honestly, the high rye mash bill, for me personally, is very easy to spot from MGP. I'm actually a little surprised how much the Koval, which was in my first spot, tasted like MGP.
You're supposed to be guessing number 5. If it helps at all, you're not going to get it right.
Why do you say that with such confidence?
Because I always play some sort of trick.
What does that mean?
It means it's not whiskey.
Oh. That's why it's so bad. Don Q, Grand Añejo, terrible fucking Puerto Rican rum.
But it smelled enough like whiskey that I had you convinced.
You did. Yeah. Well, so a lot of rums can smell like whiskey, especially when they're añejos and they're extra aged.
Yeah, you kept saying it was young. This is 9 to 12 years old.
Well, that's the thing, is it smelled very young because it was a fucking rum and not a whiskey. So of course it smelled young, but it still had that weird, like...
It was better than my screwball trick. Because it fooled you.
That's true. Well, what did we learn? Seriously, what the fuck did I learn?
That you got every single one of these wrong. And that you don't like Sazerac Rye.
Well, I already knew I didn't like Sazerac Rye. That was not a surprise. I'm just covering this bottle in all the little spots.
Well, it's just painter's tape, so we can take the painter's tape off and reuse the numbers. Good stream material.
We learned that a gift for you is an experience. I love experiences, but I also love bottles.
A good gift for Kyle that I learned the other day is that he's never had a massage.
I've never had a massage. That's some rich people shit. I'm a working class man.
Oh, bullshit.
I'm a working class, blue collar fella.
You work for the state, and that's the only reason you can even come close to saying that.
I've worked, I've toiled my whole life.
No, you were a spoiled only child.
I tarred roofs.
For your grandparents.
And filled cement patches.
Again, for your grandparents.
Built fences and cleaned soffits.
For your grandparents.
I have to consent too. How much will you pay me, Nate?
What's your price?
I washed cars.
Okay, that was your first job. He has never worked in food service or in customer service.
I work in customer service right now.
Retail.
All I deal with is stupid people that don't understand how laws work.
A retail position then, or fast food, or any form of dining experience.
I build shit. I don't serve shit.
Tell that to the table in our living room.
It's still standing.
Yeah, but it wobbles a lot.
After a year of abuse.
From you.
From you. Oh my goodness. You fall into that sofa.
I do not. We haven't even had that sofa for a year.
I'm going to film you fall into that sofa one day and put it on the internet. Could you just go kaboom? It's great.
You have like 100 pounds on me, sir.
All right. Cheers, Trevor. Go get the daughter to bed. Get them strong farmer hands working on you. Yeah, the video store job paid him to watch movies. There you go.
At least that's some sort of retail customer service experience.
I mean,
I can't believe it fooled you that long. It was between
I knew it was bad, which is all that really matters.
It was between this and the shitty mezcal, but the mezcal read tequila very, very quickly on the nose. Yeah. But I planned this out like 2 days ago. I went around and sniffed all the bottles on our bar.
If you want to give gifts this holiday season, consider giving Drink Pro gifts to your friends and family. thedrinkpro.com. thedrinkpro.com. Nate's very white collar. He's fine with it. Mike asks, what kind of rum is it? There are very good rums. This
is not a good one.
Don Q Grand Añejo. It was an expensive rum originally, but it's not a very good rum. And so but it came in like a fancy box and this fancy bottle. So they put a premium price on it. I bought it at the Big Red Outlet store, which has since gone out of business.
I wondered why we hadn't been there recently.
Yeah, but I would say it's okay. It's an okay.
It certainly doesn't taste like rum.
Well, it tastes like añejo rum. A lot of añejo rum kind of has whiskey vibes. A lot of people that aren't that are kind of like over the whiskey hype go into the rum world. So whiskey and rum are actually quite close in their profiles, depending on which rums and which whiskeys, obviously. But this one is not a particularly good rum, so I feel pretty. I'm okay with the fact that I didn't know it was rum, just because I knew it was bad, and it is. It's bad. Yeah, it did not compute. That's true. Do you guys like Appleton? Appleton.
What's that?
I don't know what Appleton is. Unless it's that bottle that I've got in the Island of Misfit Toys. Is that Appleton? I don't know.
I'll go look. You entertain the people.
I will entertain the people as I am oft to do. Oh, it's Jamaican rum. That's definitely not. I've never had it. I've never had Appleton. I've had Foursquare.
You have one called
Applejack. That's right.
Do you want it?
No. I've never had Appleton. Tina knows what's up. I need to try some Appleton, apparently. So I think the biggest lesson that I learned today was that this freaking Weller 12 is my jam. I need to get a bottle of Weller 12 like nobody's business. Weller 12 just really hits all the right notes for me. Well, send me a sample of the Appleton. Mike said, "Time to break out the sprightly iambic." Let me see if I can do. Let me see if I can say what I'm trying to say in iambic pentameter. That's pretty tough. Boy, that's this. I'm a little tipsy for iambic pentameter. I will say that this tasting has been quite the successful event for me tonight. The dog is here to drink with us, so gay. But yet, she just will lick my face away. So far, this is working some fucking kind of how. Because that was all iambic pentameter. She's old, and yet she licks my sweater fast.
She's leaning into you so hard.
She leans so hard, but then she'll lick her ass. She wants the food, the whiskey, and some more. And yet she will not leave through open doors.
There's lots of things in the chat right now.
I mean, Mike's got some. Oh, yeah, thanks, Mike, for the cute doggy. He likes the Diplomatico and the Plantation 20th anniversary. See, I need to get into the rums, guys. I need to do a whole episode at least on rums, maybe even a whole series on rums, because I know that rums are big, they're popular, they've got good flavors. I've had some very good rums, and I really truly believe it's the next big thing. Whiskey is booming right now, but rum's the next big thing. It's the next big thing. So
vodka's always going to be out there, though.
Yeah, but it's a different market.
Yeah, it's us basic bitches.
That's right. You need to do live streams with a good guy from Delaware, Ohio. Hey, you know what? I'm happy to do live streams with you, Nate. We just got to find a way to make it work. And you need to get better freaking internet because right now I literally can't do a live stream with you because you'll be so choppy. It will be unwatchable.
That's going to fall.
It's fine. There's another one, Eldorado 12.
Is that rum?
Yeah, they're just throwing rums up in the chat. We got tons of rums.
Well, just send them to him.
Yeah, send me rums. What's my P.O. box?
You've never told me your P.O. box.
Shit. Well, I want to tell them my P.O. box.
I legitimately have no idea.
All right, we'll entertain them while I go find out.
What? I don't know how to entertain people. I drink screwball and play tricks on Kyle.
564. If you want to send me rum, send it to P.O. Box 564, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46206. I'll say it again. P.O. Box 564, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46206. Better than throwing up Heaven Hill.
Yes, you should try screwball.
I mean, just don't think about it like whiskey, Mike, honestly.
No, yeah, it's just a peanut butter bomb.
Just think about like peanut butter liqueur and you'll enjoy it. If you think about it like whiskey, you will have a bad time.
It tastes like a delicious peanut butter bar or some like peanut butter dessert. That's usually when I'll have it is like after dinner because it is very much like a dessert. I'm the only reason we keep it in the house. Why is everything getting so blown out today?
I don't know.
I think it's that late.
I don't know what's going on. The shine on my head is particularly
We should powder you from now on.
Yeah, I need you to powder me like one of your French girls.
I don't have French girls that I powder.
Not yet. That's why we need you to join me on the Patreon.
What?
We could use company money to get French girls to powder. Wouldn't that be fun?
That seems suspicious.
I mean, we'll give them 1099s and call them employees.
That's some real sus stuff.
What if we call them like actresses or something?
Why do they have to be French?
I don't know. Why not? You racist against the French?
Can you be racist against white people?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, you can.
Well, I mean, I guess racist against a country that is just mostly white people?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, white people have been racist against white people. The Irish? Think about the Irish. Or the Scots.
I guess.
Or the Germans.
I mean, stereotypically, everyone hates the French.
Well, yeah. I mean, because they are not falsely polite, I'll say. I actually don't hate the French.
I don't think the French are falsely polite.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they're pretty straightforward in their hatred for everyone.
That's what I was saying, is that they are hated because they are not falsely polite. So many people are falsely polite. Easy, I come from a French background. LOL. Well, we know that, Nate. We already knew that. Just say that. I'm running out of glasses. These are all getting empty somehow.
Yeah, and you already have 5 dirty by the sink.
It has been a busy day of drinking.
Oh, you know what? You have a full Glen on the counter in there that you poured yourself and left there earlier today.
That's my post-stream whiskey.
Oh, my mistake. I mean, Kyle is very German, and not very many people like German people either.
Jawohl!
You know, they've kind of started a few world wars, and then they have the weird, kinky German sex stuff. So,
Jawohl!
What does that mean?
Basically, it's just like, huzzah.
Ah. Huzzah is Russian.
Well, Jawohl is German.
Okay.
I think it actually might mean like yes, sir, or something, but I don't know. Somebody asked me a question. Kyle.
There's a question in there.
Do you have a bottle or two that you want to find before 2020 ends? That's a good question, Nate. I would love to find Hogan's Heroes. Oh, what a deep cut, Mike. Was Hogan's Heroes the show with what was it, like Colonel Clink? I know nothing. I see nothing. Is that Hogan's Heroes? That's something I shouldn't know for a guy my age. Yeah, there you go, Mike. There you go. I'm an old man at heart.
At heart? You're an old man just in general.
Well, I'm too young to have seen that show, but I know that show.
Well, I'm too young to have seen every Bewitched episode, but I have.
So to answer Nate's question.
What was Nate's question?
Bottles that I want to get in 2020 before the year's over. I want all the Pappies. I want all the BTACs. Okay, and now we'll get to the ones I might actually be able to find. I would love to get batch 1 of the OF. Yeah, I know, it's easy. I'm a simple man. I ask for simple things. So the realistic ones, I would love to get my hands on but there's like levels to it, right? So those are the ridiculous ones. I just
want to interject here. It took him 4 hours on his laptop yesterday to send me 5 Christmas items on a list.
Because she can't buy $400 bottles of whiskey.
But it still took 4 hours to send me 5 items, most of which were from Amazon.
So what's your point? What's your point?
That you don't actually know what you want.
I know what I want. I just can't. It's all too expensive.
Sorry, I'm poor. I'm a designer.
Well, I'm poor and I'm a lawyer. Go figure. Anywho, so that's my top tier unrealistic category. I'll also throw in, just for kicks, Double Eagle Very Rare into that category. Yeah, no, I know you're not going to get me anything, Nate. I get it. That's because that's your French heritage. The French notoriously give terrible gifts. That's why we have the Statue of Liberty. Oh wait. Anywho, anyway, sort of the second tier, like realistic but still kind of a stretch, would be the Batch 1 Old Forester 150th, the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon from 2020. I would love to get my hands on an Old Fitzgerald 9-year. What else is floating in that same category?
He's a great gift giver, according to him.
I'll have to prove it.
Yeah, Nate, you're going to get me something good?
Yeah. What are you going to get Yolanda? If you gave me a Weller 12, I would totally agree with that statement. I would not be mad one iota, because I freaking love this, apparently.
It's just all blueberries.
Which is my favorite note in whiskey.
All berries all the time.
I'm like Captain Crunch, oops, all berries. I want whiskey, oops, all berries. The third category, I would say, that's like the most realistic, the one I could probably actually make happen. I would love to get an Elijah Craig 18. I would love to get a Wild Turkey 17-year or a Wild Turkey Decades. Weller 12, we'll go ahead and throw that one in the mix for sure.
It's already a lot of bottles. These were all you were hoping to find before Christmas.
I think the reality is I'm not going to be buying anything before Christmas, because I've lit some money on fire to get the beer that's going to be the subject of the video on Wednesday. I'm drinking the entire lineup from Goose Island. Their Bourbon County Stout is going to be very cool. Mike said he's going to get Yolanda an Ariel costume, but
I mean, I'll wear it if that's what you want to do. I'll wear it for a stream. I don't know that you want to see me in like some seashells, but
Nate said he's going to give me his Decades if he wins it. Gonna get Yolanda a puppy? Well, you better talk with our landlord first.
I would be so on board with you getting me a puppy, but our landlord's kind of against us getting a puppy.
Oh man. Well, guys, I'm yeah, Mike said you were already a great Ariel.
Wasn't Ariel.
She wasn't Ariel. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here.
Cheers.
Hopefully you have some ideas of what gifts to give your loved ones or your hated ones or your ones that you feel obligated to buy things for because hooray, money. I agree, Nate. Yeah. Remember the spirit of Christmas, of Hanukkah, of Kwanzaa, of what are the other holidays around this time?
I think that's it.
Isn't there like the Seinfeld holiday?
Oh,
Festivus. Rosh Hashanah, is that thing?
No, that's in this one.
All right, that's already happened. The good Jewish holidays are all about suffering. Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah. Those are the good ones. Maybe I should become Jewish.
You already act like a Jew.
Yeah, that seems
so
like
does your dad.
Seems like the right religion for me.
Your dad acts like a Jew.
Yeah.
And claims to be Jewish.
There's no hell in Judaism too, which is nice.
He tries to use Yiddish words, which I think is hilarious.
Chaim. This is taking a weird turn. I really want to become like deeply embedded in Kwanzaa, just because I think it would be really funny to have the whitest man on the internet.
I don't know that you can do that.
No, but you could just like spread the word of Kwanzaa. Like people need to celebrate Kwanzaa.
We already ate dinner. I'm sorry, Nate.
I'm gonna eat after I turn the stream off. I like turb better.
I don't. What?
Because Nate said this is taking a weird turn. Yeah, I don't know. Like, religious holidays are weird for me, man.
Because you're not religious.
No, I'm Buddhists, and they don't have holidays like that. Like, so I just kind of want to celebrate everybody else's holidays. Like, I would, if somebody was like, "Hey, come celebrate Ramadan with us and fast all day, and then like feast hardcore," I would do it.
Only because you would get to feast hardcore.
Right, but I would fast all day. That's a sacrifice, man. Like, but I would do it.
I don't think you could fast all day.
Yeah, I could. If there was a feast, hell yeah, I could. I'm gonna crush that feast. I'm gonna Ramadan
the
up.
very first thing you do in the morning is make yourself breakfast.
I'm gonna Ramadan the shit out of it next year. When is Ramadan?
Wait, is that the same one where you have to not use electricity?
I'm gonna get canceled. No, that's just being Jewish. Isn't there a certain?
That's Amish.
No, it's on the Sabbath. The Jews on the Sabbath.
Oh yeah, they can't turn on lights.
Yeah, and you can't. So you gotta have a goy around. You gotta have a Sabbath goy. You want me to be my Sabbath goy?
No.
Nate, will you be my Sabbath goy? I'm gonna. Yeah, she was poison ivy. That's right. That was right, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, he got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, Mike. You got it, Mike. I'm gonna be yeah.
That is a good use for that wig, though. In the future, I could be Ariel.
Under the sea. Can I be the crab? Under the sea.
I mean, it would be much better if you were like Prince Eric, but
what does Prince Eric do?
Marries Ariel.
What else does he do? Is he generally a piece of garbage otherwise?
No, he's actually one of
a lot of those Disney characters.
He's one of the better princes.
There's a lot of garbage people that are getting married to princesses.
He's one of the better princes because he falls in love with Ariel when she can't talk.
He likes a woman that's silent. How is that better? How is that not like leaning into stereotypes? He's only barely chauvinist. Yeah, she can't talk. Found the love of my life. She can't speak.
I mean, we're talking Disney princes here.
Can't speak word. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Nate. How is that better? Oh, throwing tape balls and shit. I'm gonna celebrate Ramadan.
You have to find out when Ramadan is first.
The internet will tell me.
What if the internet's wrong?
The internet's not gonna be wrong about Ramadan. There's a mosque around here somewhere. Somebody tried to burn it down. There's shitty people.
Is that the only reason you know there's a mosque?
I know. I mean, well, it's why I know there's one nearby. I didn't know because it's not a particularly well attended one. There are mosques in Indiana that are more well attended, but
yeah, no. Evansville actually has a huge Jewish community.
Well, but whoa, mosques are not Jewish.
No,
but Muslim.
Yes, but you were originally talking about Judaism.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing all the religions.
Oh, my mistake.
We're gonna hit them all. I want all the holidays.
Well, does that mean you're going to do?
I'm already circumcised, so
I've forgotten.
We've got that dealt with.
What I was gonna say.
That problem is solved.
It's a Hindu one with all the colors that I can't think of the name of.
It's the gay pride?
No.
Hindu pride?
No.
Gay Hindu pride?
No. You throw like colorful powder. Hand me my phone and I will look it up.
Well, I'll do some Hindu shit. Apparently.
Some Hindu shit.
They got all kinds of gods. They'd be totally on board for this. They'd be like
the blue one with like
they're gonna be like, you're worshiping Jesus and God and Yahweh and Muhammad and all of our gods. We're on board.
You're gonna be very busy. You're only gonna have holidays.
I'm just not gonna work. That's what I'm thinking. Blanton's Gold. Nate's drunk. He's had too much Blanton's Gold. Mike retracted the message. He's drunk too.
It's called Holy.
Holy?
Yeah.
It's right on our birthdays.
No, it's not.
It's a day after my birthday.
Right, but my birthday.
Perfect. I'm gonna get hammered on my birthday. Then I'm gonna get colorful on Holy. It's gonna be awesome.
You said it's right on our birthdays. When is my birthday?
It's in March.
You don't know when my birthday is?
Is it 5 days before mine? That's what I thought. That was
Well,
my
do
reference.
the math. If it's 5 days before yours.
22nd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone remind him a week before March 22nd that my birthday is March 22nd.
I've got a calendar event already scheduled.
I would hope so. Thanks for trying, Nate.
I was trying to end this, and then we've lost almost all of our viewership.
Yeah.
And I've gone.
There's still 5 people listening to us jabber on.
Well, you 5 are dedicated drink professionals, and I applaud your dedication. You know what? I applaud your dedication so much that because there are only 5 people left, for you 5, thank you for sticking around. Please consider buying some merchandise. It is actually pretty cool stuff. Like, I mean, I know I'm pushing it as merch, but like, there's some cool products that are just cool for what they are.
And it's not all branded.
No, it's not all this obviously branded.
Most of it is, but it's not all.
And Yolanda's developing some more stuff that's not nearly as obviously branded. That's also very, very cool. So,
and I'm gonna do a whole Women of Whiskey line, even though I don't like whiskey.
Yep. So please consider looking into that. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm gonna take a bottle pull off this Weller 12. Oh, it's good stuff. That was for you. That was for the 5.
Like blueberries.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was for the 5 of you that remain. I better get some food in my tummy after this because I just had a lot of whiskey and I got more to come. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Happy Thanksgiving, belated. Hope you were safe and had a good time. And yeah.
Good holiday season.
Good holiday season. Tomorrow's Cyber Monday. Go check out thedrinkpro.com. There's going to be a coupon code floating around. I'll put it on Facebook. If you're in the Patreon, you already have a coupon code. That's much better than the one I'm going to put up other places.
Can I get the coupon code?
Yeah.
Cool.
See ya. Bye-bye. End the stream.